Ever since I was a little girl, I dreamed of swimming with the dolphins. Usually that involves jumping into a pool in Florida with a well-trained dolphin begging for you to toss it a fish. But once I found out that in Bali, you could actually swim with real wild dolphins, I was determined to experience this for myself. The idea of gliding through clear water beside these incredible animals felt like something out of a fairy tale. So by the time we made it to Lovina, Bali, a place famous for its dolphin tours, I couldn't wait to finally make that dream come true. We rented a private boat, convinced we were about to have one of the most beautiful experiences of our lives. But nothing could have prepared me for what actually happened out there.
It didn't take long before our dreams turned into one of the most terrifying experiences we've ever had.
I honestly thought I might not make it back to shore. This is the story of how our dream of swimming with dolphins became an absolute nightmare. How could this have gone so horribly wrong?
Dive in headfirst with us and let's find out.
Hey everyone, nice to have you here. We are Tim
And Marissa, no tear.
I ride in the front
And I'm in the rear.
We travel the world and we pack too much gear.
Oh, all the places we'll go.
Through rain and through sleet and through mud and through snow.
Oh, all the things we'll see.
We've been to a country or two.
Or three. Oh, all the fun we've had.
You have you along would make us real glad.
So give us a like and hit subscribe
to join us along our epic ride.
Good morning, everyone. Today we are waking up super early. The sun has just risen and we are going to go swimming with wild dolphins. This is not a pool where they have put a bunch of dolphins in captivity. These are actual wild dolphins and we are going to be going on a boat out to where they live in the ocean and then apparently be dragged behind the boat so that we're in the water and the dolphins swim beside us. I have been dreaming of swimming with the dolphins since forever. I've never done it, and I know that usually it's in some sort of well-trained dolphin setting, but once I found out that here on Bali you could swim with wild dolphins, I was so ecstatic to do this. Here we go, swimming with dolphins. I have always wanted to go swimming with dolphins ever since I was a child, and so this is going to be super awesome for me. I hope we see them. I mean, they are wild, so there's a chance we might not.
When we rent these little boats into the ocean or on jungle cruises or whatever the case may be, we never know if we're going to be just the two of us or most likely we're going to be with like 9, 10, 12 other people.
Right. And I kind of didn't want to be with 9, 10, 12 other people.
Yeah.
So we rented our own private boat. All right, we have found our captain. Look at these cool boats. They're little catamarans, which is good because I don't want to tip over. Hi, Puppy. Hi, Puppy. It's okay. It's okay. Mama. It's okay, Mama.
It's okay, Mama. Yeah. It's okay, Mama. Yeah. Yes, I know.
She loves her puppy.
You gonna go under?
Yeah. Oh, it's so warm.
I know, right?
Oh, thank you.
We were able to arrange to have our own private boat driver, and it was this little catamaran type of boat with two
Pontoons?
yeah, is that what it's called? On either side.
So I think these are kind of like the trapeze things
Yeah,
that we're going to be
down.
hanging on to in the water as we kind of glide beside the dolphins. It's not really swimming, it's like being
Don't
dragged.
ruin the illusion. No one wants to buy the getting dragged by the dolphins tour.
I was excited. It was a beautiful day. It was a private tour of just two for both of us. And as soon as we got off the shore, we started seeing dolphins. So this couldn't have gotten any better.
So one thing I realized right away was that there were a lot of other boats. And this makes sense because Lovina is famous for these dolphins that congregate over there. And so there are a lot of dolphin tours and a lot of tourists that want to see these dolphins. And the problem is sometimes there's lots of dolphins and sometimes there's only some dolphins. And all the boats are vying for space. It's kind of cutthroat.
Yeah.
There's dolphins around. Oh, they're so beautiful. Ah. It's so funny, like all of us boats just waiting for the dolphins.
Anytime there's a dolphin sighting of, they do the little flipper thing, then all of the boats just crank on the engines and all flock towards it. It then scares the dolphins, and so they they move on. We are aware that dolphins interact with people and with ships, and they have since the 1600s, whatnot.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody likes being chased.
Right, and you have to think these dolphins come into this bay because it's got to be great for fish. But if there's all these boats every single day of the year kind of chasing them around, it might also be scaring the fish, and I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I start to question it. So as with all tourism excursions where you're interacting with wildlife, it is really, really nice to be able to see them up close, to be able to see them at all. But there is a point, I think, where it can turn into harassment.
Absolutely. Even if, you're sitting around and a deer comes up and licks you, you're like, "Ooh, that's so cute." But if 70 deer are now surrounding you, then you are now uncomfortable.
Yeah, that would be pretty awful.
Definitely harassment. All right, it was time to gear up and dive in. And one of these new masks that they did not have when I was a kid are these full face masks. They look like something out of a video game.
Yeah, the snorkel masks, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise it can, your beard and stuff can break
Indeed.
the seal.
I don't have a very manly beard or mustache, but it's enough to not make a nice baby bottom, smooth, airtight connection. And so I always struggle when snorkeling. But these full-on mask ones, you kind of feel like, someone out of Squid Games or something. And
So that's what you chose.
that's what I chose.
Tim is about to go swimming with wild dolphins. He's about to be dragged by a boat in the water with wild dolphins. That's what's gonna happen.
But you went in first,
I
which was
did.
very brave.
Into the ocean first. First one ever.
And then I jumped in soon after, so there was both of us on either side of the boat and just the driver in the back. And you have to hold on to this trapeze bar with all of your strength. This was not the leisurely swimming with the dolphins ride that I thought it was going to be. This was a real test of endurance.
This was, it was like when they throw that like seal thing behind the boat and drag it along to get like the great whites to like chomp on it.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what you're talking about.
We were chum.
Oh, that sounds awful, but yes. I mean, basically, I thought, oh, swimming with dolphins, gliding past the dolphins. But no, we were being dragged by a boat. Dragged by a boat, like I'm Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. Like, no, I can't do that. I can't hold on. It was so hard.
We were going at least 75 to 400 knots.
We were.
We were cruising.
It doesn't seem that fast, and I'm sure to the driver, it did not seem that fast to him, and he's just trying to get us to the dolphins. But the problem is the drag of the water is intense.
My little snorkel thing on top where it allows me to breathe air into my lungs via the straw on top of my head, because of the pressure of how fast we were going, that thing snapped off, and I didn't realize that it had. I just knew that like my face was, filling up with liquid, my little mask, and I'm trying to hold on, not die, dump water out, figure out why I'm not being able to breathe, and as soon as all the water's gone, I'm like, yay, and I put my head down.
Oh, and then, nightmare.
Yeah.
And even for me, I mean, my mask wasn't even broken, but I was just like, like the water was all in my face and I couldn't hold on. And there was a point where I was just screaming as loud as I could into the mask, being like, stop! I don't even know if he understood that word, but it's not like he could hear me. Yeah.
It was definitely turned into a format of torture real quick.
Yes.
It was like, it just, you holding on for your dear life, I almost wanted just to let go. And
right.
That's enough.
But this guy, he was on a mission, right? If one of us let go and he didn't realize for a while, we would be stuck out there. And we're in the middle of the ocean. The waves are big out there and we had no life jacket on. And so I didn't want that. Yes, I can swim, but that's definitely not what I want, to be left behind by a boat. All the boats are laser focused on these dolphins, trying to find dolphins, when we would have been left behind. And Tim wouldn't have known on the other side of the boat for a really long time. It was a very, very scary situation.
And within these moments of chaos, you do get to sneak your head down, and you do get to see, it's like a different world of slow-mo of the dolphins kind of going up and down and swimming along, and you forget how awful it is for a moment. It's like being ejected on a rocket into space, into turbulence, into atmosphere, and then you finally break through and there's quietness and serenity and peace, and then it's like the rocket runs out of juice and you go right back into the craziness. But
yeah, I mean, speak for yourself. I did not have serenity and peace. I was able to see the dolphins sometimes, but I was so concerned about breathing. I felt like I was being waterboarded. I mean, I could not breathe, and I was really concerned about like drowning or letting go and being lost in the ocean. And then I had this other concern, which might seem very petty, but it was a big concern for me, is that the drag of the water was pulling off my bathing suit. I am sure that someone who does this dolphin swimming thing in Lovina, Bali, someone every day loses their bathing suit. Like, there is just no way that they're not losing their bathing suits.
A goal of the driver of the boat every day.
Probably. You were losing your trunks.
Yeah. There's things that you don't want to see if you pause at certain times. What we'll do is we will turn all the chaos of the down, put on some beautiful music, show you some dolphins.
Yeah.
This is what we thought it was going to be like, folks. It's beautiful.
There are several types of dolphins in Lovina, including the bottlenose and spinner dolphins. All dolphin species are highly social and intelligent animals, living in groups or pods that can number to more than 1,000, and megapods can range to over 10,000. They have a complicated social structure. For example, midwife dolphins have been known to help with difficult births. They even have a language of clicks and whistles, including names for each other. Scientists believe that dolphins never truly sleep, as only half of their brain goes to sleep at a time, meaning that they also don't dream. But they sure do like to have fun and show off their aquatic acrobats. Dolphins can jump as high as 20 feet in the air, or 6 meters, and can swim as fast as 25 miles an hour, or 40 kilometers per hour.
Being dragged around on the boat is difficult. You have to hold on with all your strength, and the driver is just concentrating on getting to the dolphins, you know, but might not realize how fast he's going and how much it hurts and how much drag there is.
And thankfully, this driver, I mean, it felt like I was in there for 15, 20 minutes. It might not have been that long, but it did feel like a really long time. It felt like an eternity, like I was never gonna live through it. It was one of those moments where I kept telling myself, I'm gonna be okay, I'm gonna live, just keep breathing, just keep getting air, keep holding on, don't let go. And eventually the driver did stop, and I was able to be like, I'm out, like, let me out of here.
Which was nice because she was my little relay girl, so I can be like, tell him to slow down, you know.
Yes, once I got out of the water, I was like, well, maybe Tim is super strong and he's just having the time of his life. And, you know, I don't want to ruin that, but I did keep telling the driver, like, slow down, because you were still in the water.
And it was beautiful to get those views of the dolphin underwater, but it was right there on the edge of, was it worth it, you know?
No, it
really
was way over the edge for me. I mean, I would never ever do it again. You couldn't pay me enough money to do it again. I felt this experience. Yes, the dolphins were very, very beautiful, but I would not want to ever be dragged behind a boat like that ever again. I didn't realize it at the time, but my arms were going to be very, very sore for days. You had bruises on your arms and around the armpits because you were trying to hold on to that like trapeze bar. And my bathing suit was ruined from all the drag. I would try to like put my leg up so that it wouldn't fall off of me. But even with that, all the drag of the water kind of shredded the bathing suit.
She was being pulled around like a flying V, like Superwoman, trying to not have her skirt fly off.
It was so bad.
So after we had enough abuse, I was like, in time, brother, we're good. That was fun enough.
Yeah.
And I crawled back in the boat, and then on the way back to shore, he stopped by a little area where there were some reefs, and we were able to go snorkeling, which was a much more peaceful, leisurely experience than the being dragged around like a weight on the back of a speedboat.
Yeah. How do I look?
Your hair put outside.
So now we are supposed to swim over here. Oh, I can already see down. It's so beautiful.
Wow, the fish, the clarity of the water. The waters around Lovina were just so, so clear. And the driver had some bread, so he would toss little bits of bread into the water and all the fish would go crazy.
Super, super nice. I still can't get over just how buoyant I am. I think it's an oddity of nature's. I should be studied. Like, I can dive for like 6 seconds max, and then as soon as I like stop trying to go down, I just
Yeah.
to the surface.
Me too. It's
Absolute
hard.
nuts. There'll be starfish, and I'll try to go down by the starfish. You know, and by this time I'm half dead. I'm like, oh, I gotta get back up. Oh my god, look at like a, you know, out of a spacesuit on Mars. we're not under the sea people.
No, we're not. We're not mermen and
Mer
women.
people.
Mer people, that's it.
Well,
But I did really like our little snorkeling experience, and that, I wouldn't say it completely made up for the near-death being dragged behind a boat experience, but it definitely helped with the outlook of the day.
and speaking of avoiding near-death scenarios and enjoying the peacefulness and beauty of nature, our Borneo tour for 2026, in the spring of 2026, is now live. You can now sign up. Our tour dates are filling up, so we're super excited. Spring of 2026 is a go-go, and it will be snorkeling. There will be orangutan watching. There'll be epic motorcycling. It's going to be a very, very good time, and we want to throw a little sneak peek of what you could expect.
Looking for the ultimate adventure and escape? Join your two favorite YouTube content creators on a motorcycle adventure across Sabah, Borneo.
Where is Borneo? It's a faraway island full of orangutans, pygmy elephants, jungles, beaches, and twisty mountain roads through stunning natural beauty.
Adventure with us for 10 days, 9 nights, either solo on a motorcycle or 2 up with the love of your life, and create memories that will last a lifetime.
Our tour dates for the spring of 2026 are now open. See our website for prices and details, and let's travel the world together.
So after our nightmare experience of swimming with the dolphins, we were very, very thankful to be back on land in the beautiful city of Lovina. The next morning, we woke up and got back on the motorcycle to head back to the city of Ubud,
Where our buddy Joel is.
As we were walking through Lovina, we came across a beautiful music ceremony that was happening.
There were gongs and drums and very Balinese tradition Hindu sounds.
Every time I come across something like that, I feel so special to have been there and to have witnessed it.
This is Dorco being Dorco. Alright.
The way.
Yeah.
This is the way to Ubud.
Alright, this is a big bump for Dorco right here.
Oh yeah.
Hey, good job.
Wow. We did it. Good job, Dorco. Good job, Tim.
this really foggy mountaintop that once the clouds parted, there was a beautiful view of the whole valley.
We went through these gates at the top of this misty mountain, and we're having the time of our lives. Marissa had seen a little place that was selling rambutan, so she had to scurry off and
I had
see.
to. I just had to.
Where'd you go?
And rambutan. Yeah, it's good. It looks really nice and fresh here in the mountains. So good rambutan, good mangoes.
So Dorco has had a few auxiliary light issues. This one's still there. This one's off. The one on the bottom right is on. But this guy's a little lopsided.
And we even met a young gentleman from Java there who is also a motorcyclist.
Oh yeah, he was super, super awesome. Yeah, and I got to chit and chat with this gentleman.
Hello, brother.
Hello.
What is your name?
Spanyol. My name is Spanyol, brother.
And he's a fellow biker from Java.
I'm from Java.
Indeed.
People Surabaya.
We met him at a beautiful pit stop. We got Dorco here, our bike, his bike, fellow bikers, and then of course there's Marissa. You can't leave her out. But
Hey, you married me, sir?
yes,
Yeah, nice. You have boy. You have
no,
child?
no children.
No, not you.
No, this is our child.
No.
But yes, indeed. It was very nice to meet you, brother. You have a good one.
Nice to meet you.
Terima kasih.
Happy nice day.
And yeah, he was a really, really interesting person. I love connecting with people and being able to talk with them, even as brief as it is, as our lives pass each other. Yeah, the people of Indonesia have been absolutely wonderful, and we thank them for their hospitality from end to end. We saw the little monkey U-turn corner where we've already seen these lovely little monkeys that hang out and get fed. We said our hellos and our goodbyes and headed towards Howell's.
Once we got back into the city of Ubud, we were immediately reminded of all the things that come with lots of traffic.
Yeah. The monkey forest exists and the human monkey jungle.
Yeah.
The concrete jungle exists as well. Just a bunch of scooters and cars and, people coexisting the best they can in that heat and that traffic.
Minutes away from our buddy's house, but everybody is on the road.
After we got through all the hustle and bustle that is downtown Ubud, we finally pulled into the peaceful little abode that is Howell's, and we were very thankful to be back at one of our many home away from homes.
Good morning, everyone. We are here at Howell's lovely place once again, and today we are going to have an awesome adventure because we are going to a whole new island of Indonesia, Lombok, and we're going to be riding with Howell, which is so exciting.
And this is the most important thing. Or my music. There you go.
Oh, so nice. I love it.
Next time.
We ended up arriving much later than we expected. We hate riding at night, and in the darkness, we got stuck on the absolute scariest bridge that was ever built. But that will all be in the next episode. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you liked it. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up and hit the subscribe button below. Ding ding! And if you've been enjoying our videos and enjoying watching our travels and would like to support our video making here at 2 Up and Overloaded, you can through Patreon. It's all ad-free, and you can even get a postcard sent to you from wherever we are in the world.
For as little as $5 a month, we would love to have you along for the ride.
So check that out in the link in the description below, and we'll be seeing you next time.
Stay safe, everybody.
Bye!
Peace. Dive in head first with us, and let's see how that is the thing that I'm talking about. And let's find out. So easy, so close. You can now sign up. Our classes are getting full.
Yes. Full, not full.
Classes, too.
Classes. Yeah, right, that's sentences.
And we were very thankful to be back at one of our many home away from homes.
Homes away from home. Home away from homes. One of those.
One of our homies' homes away
One of
from
our
home.